Welcome to Overwatch, and welcome to a mixture of channel update, a mixture of Season 2 started, holy shit, like news video, a mixture of gameplay commentary as well. So a bunch of things have happened over the last couple of weeks, and you might have noticed, by the way, the channel slowed down a little bit. That's for a reason I'll get into later, but first let's start off with the big news. Season 2 started a couple of days ago. Hopefully all your placements have gone very well, those of you who are watching. Mine really haven't, Jesus Christ, because I've been playing a shitload of support, and I've been playing a shitload of support because, as if you probably follow the channel, you probably already know, I am on Team UK. Now what that means is I'm basically practicing a shitload of heroes, well, a bunch of specific heroes, bet you can't guess which ones. And yeah, we've been practicing, we've been getting together, making sure that we're working on strategies, making sure we're working on communication, making sure that we are working to be as good as we can be. It turns out today that the groups were announced. We're in Finland's group. Finland, with probably the second seed for the entire tournament, is in our group, which isn't actually as disastrous as it sounds. So the way it works is there's going to be 6 groups, and then the top 2 from each group go into a best of 5 playoff. And they go, like, first place goes against second place of another group. So what we're looking at is second place of our group. It's the most likely thing, it's the most realistic thing. Like, beating Finland is just a huge ask. The only thing that we can hope is that Finland doesn't practice at all and then just has some, I don't know, massive falling out in the middle of the match. But even if that happens, we will still probably struggle against Finland. Like, these guys, it's like 5 top tier pros and then 1 random guy, I think. Still, we're practicing and it's going pretty well. Otherwise, placements have started, and I decided in my infinite wisdom to try and solo queue through most of them. You know, let's try and play on my own and play support through it, mostly Zenyatta. That was a bad idea. I should not have done that. Holy shit. So now I'm holding off on, like, I think I've got 2 more to do still. And yeah, I'm holding off and waiting for like a duo or triple queue because holy shit, duo queue is infinitely more tolerable. I mean, I've had guys who, you know, some guy went Reinhardt and then swapped to Symmetra on attack on Temple of Anubis. That went about as well as planned. I've had a guy who just played Mei, attack, defense, rain, shine, doesn't matter, play Mei no matter what. Mei's not bad now on defense, but there's also a couple of crucial things you've got to be doing as Mei. So it makes me kind of sad when that doesn't happen. Otherwise, let's talk about why the channel has slowed down a little bit. And the channel slowed down a little bit because of a couple of things. I've been unwell lately, and it's a mixture of a head cold combined with a long-term issue I've had, which is depression, and it's just spiked up really nicely lately. So it just leaves me feeling really unmotivated, really lethargic. Like, everything just feels very tired, very slow. And so it becomes difficult to make content when you're in that kind of mindset. It just becomes very difficult to sort of expose yourself to the world. What I've done is I've just started making content again and just started working again just to try and get back to how I was. And I've actually started hashing out schedule as well. I've used this downtime to think about how I want the channel to go, where I want it to go, what I want to do with it, because right now, you know, when there's a drought of news and the initial flurry of Overwatch has kind of died down, it's time to start getting back to the roots. So more guide content, more gameplay commentary content as well, sort of going over the back of matches, specifically going to be looking at ranked matches, just talking about what's going well, what's not going well. I'm also going to be doing more of the pro level analysis. I wanted to go back and do that, even though it wasn't that well viewed. Like, the people who did watch it did receive it very well, so that made me very happy to see. So there is definitely room for doing that, and I'd want to do it more. I've been asked a couple of times to go on some analyst desks. I might be working in a couple of those in the near future. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and I want to practice doing that on the channel, make sure that it's as tip-top as possible. Might see if we can do a couple of it for the for Team GB as well, just like going over it. I'll probably do that in-house first, and then when the qualifiers finish, I'll just release the videos of like us talking about the video footage and see how that works out as well. Otherwise, yeah, just more gameplay commentary, more guide content as well, just like specific guides, like let's play this hero on this map, this is how I play this hero on this map, and this is what works, this is what doesn't work, this is what the pros say, and this is how you sort of approach this hero on this map specifically. So very nitty gritty, very in detail, going very in depth, because general guide content is out there, it's floating around, and a shitload of you have been playing the game for absolutely ages right now, so you probably don't need general guide content anymore. Like, you don't need to be told that, you know, as Trace, you want to engage and disengage. You don't want to be told that, you know, you want to try and graviton as many people as possible, but don't hold on it for too long. Or even stuff like, you know, graviton after a resurrect is a really, really powerful ability, for example. There's some very general stuff that you can sort of creep into those, but you don't need to be told that too much. So it's going to be a lot more specific, like the Reinhardt on King's Row, for example, is a very specific example. Of course, the exception is if there's a new map, then I'm going to just outline general strategies I know for the map, stuff that I've seen that works and what doesn't work, that kind of thing. I'm going to do the defensive for Eichenwald probably sooner rather than later, and then start catching up as well on the pro level recaps as well, because Ghosted Gamers is coming back and the Alienware monthly arena was this week as well, so there's lots to cover and go over there. Otherwise, like, let's finish up on this map. Like, this was an infuriating match because... So what happened is, I think I picked Anna first before anyone picked anything. I think actually Zarya might have been first pick, but I thought, sort of, I need to just work on my Anna. That soldier, like, don't stand still in a choke point when taking damage, for the love of God. And also that, what happened right there, Genji walked right in front of the heal dart intended for the Widowmaker. Like, that's the bane of Anna's life. But I picked Anna, and I picked Anna thinking, hey... someone might pick a second support because you don't want a solo support as Anna. It's just, it's not efficient enough, you don't heal enough, you can't get healing to where you need it to be reliably enough, and it becomes a problem, right? And lo and behold, no one picks a second healer. Now I blind ulted Pharah because I thought that maybe a couple of people were in the fire at will. And if a couple of people are in the Turbelstein, then Pharah's damage output. Also, I should have been spam healing Pharah there. One thing I need to work on, one thing I have been working on, is just managing my reloads as Anna. Like, one thing I noticed is, like, right now I'm spamming and spamming and spamming. It's okay if there's like a big diva and she's in a fight and just spam healing the diva. The big issue there is if you run out of ammo, you suddenly lose all this healing, and I noticed a couple of times I've done that where I've just spammed out my entire clip onto nothing for no reason, and then you have these downtimes where you just have no healing. Super important to keep track of that, absolutely vital to keep track of that. Otherwise, just putting some spam for our own Widow while Diva goes up and deals with it. But this Zarya is actually doing a lot of good work. This Zarya is actually doing exactly what we needed because she just stayed on the point. And that's all we needed to do. The amount of teams I've seen that just don't stay on the point. Anyway, I've been Josh, One Voice Amongst Many. This has been a really quick video just saying, hey, Season 2's a thing. Isn't that cool? Saying, hey, sorry for being absent. I'm going to try and get back to it. I'm just going to try and push through it, basically. It's all I can do. I'm going to see a doctor soon as well about this. But also, World Cup coming up and just content going forward. Hopefully, it's not too frustrating for you guys. I just need to get back to doing what I really love doing and just focus on that rather than focusing on views and stuff like that, and just focus on, hey, let's make content I like. So thanks for tuning in. I've been just One Voice Amongst Many. Toodles.